there are two huge moments in my life where I faced adversity. And I'm not really proud of either one of them. The first one was my freshman year of college. My college football team brought in a transfer quarterback. They gave him the starting quarterback job, and I didn't stay and fight. I didn't fight for my job. I didn't stay and try to earn the job. Instead, I gave up, and I had a bad attitude, and I quit. And I'm so embarrassed of that, the way I acted. Literally months later, 2 months later, my younger brother took his life. And that was hard. I really didn't handle that well. Dropped out of college. Altogether, it almost ruined my life. And, years later now, I'm back in school, and I learned a lot of lessons, but I'm back on my feet. But those experiences, that hardship, that adversity made me appreciate people who get knocked down and get back up. People who fight when they go through adversity. Last night, the LA Chargers played the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chargers won 29-28. And the Chargers quarterback, Phillip Rivers, was incredible. And not necessarily because of his stats. He had some good stats. He also had 2 interceptions, should have had 3, had a pass dropped at the end that should have been a 3rd interception. But Phillip Rivers fought hard. Phillip Rivers gave it everything he had. Now he was 26 for 38 passing. That's a 68% completion percentage, 313 yards, 2 touchdowns. But here are the stats that make Phillip Rivers' performance far more incredible. I don't care about the passing numbers. Here are the stats I want you to listen to. Phillip Rivers was sacked 5 times on Thursday Night Football. He was hit 12. The Kansas City Chiefs had 12 quarterback hits on Phillip Rivers. And Phillip Rivers wasn't just hit. The dude was harassed all night. From the very beginning of the game, guy was on the ground. And what's interesting is the Chiefs' defense didn't run any kind of crazy schemes, wasn't a bunch of exotic blitzes. The Chargers' offensive line simply really struggled. They didn't play well. And going into the game, the Kansas City Chiefs were 11-2. The Chargers were 10-3. Second best record in the AFC, only to the team they were playing, Kansas City Chiefs. Phillip Rivers was 37 years old. He is 37 years old. Getting beat into the turf. His running back, Melvin Gordon, was out. Nobody would blame Phillip Rivers. We might talk about it for a little bit, but if the guy gets beat into the ground, they're losing to the Chiefs, hey, they're a really good team. If he didn't fight, he could have gotten away with it, is what I'm saying. But Phillip Rivers responded the way that somebody who's been through struggle would appreciate. Instead of giving up, instead of laying down and letting the Chiefs walk all over him, Phillip Rivers stood up and fought. My little brother, ironically, the one who took his life, used to tell me something when I would train for football back in the day. He would tell me, just keep going. And that is what Phillip Rivers did. Down 14 points, less than 8 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Phillip Rivers just kept battling. Gutsy. And the Chargers scored with less than 4 seconds left. And when that happened, they kept their offense on the field. And it terrified me. Go watch my Instagram story. I was like, no, please do not go for 2. And they did. They lined up. This terrified me because here's the thing. If the Chargers don't get their 2-point conversion with 4 seconds left, they're down 1 point. If they don't get it, they lose the game. I wanted that comeback for hours. I was sitting there hoping for the Chargers to come back. They did. They get within 1 point and they go for 2. And I said, no, please don't. My heart can't handle this. But the Chargers dialed up a play, no hesitation, and they got the 2-point conversion. And Mike Williams was wide open. Made me wonder if the Chargers saw something in the film, some tendency that the Chiefs had, that they knew they could get one of the linebackers and get Mike Williams wide open on that play. I don't know. And look, this was a game with a lot of weird officiating, some calls I didn't quite agree with, 17 penalties between the two teams. But here's my message. It is hard not to appreciate Phillip Rivers' performance last night, even before the 2-point conversion. The way he hung in the pocket all night despite being killed. The word I wrote down in my notes was gutsy. Phillip Rivers' performance last night against the Kansas City Chiefs was gutsy. Hi, my name is Zach Schaumler. This is my podcast, Strong Opinion Sports. It is my favorite thing in the entire world. Honestly, I hate doing these little pitches. I feel like kind of a used car salesman, but I have to tell you, if you don't subscribe to Strong Opinion Sports, please do. Subscribe on YouTube, on iTunes, on SoundCloud, Spotify very soon. It helps me. It means a lot to me. And if you really like Strong Opinion Sports, tell your friends. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. Help me grow by telling your friends about the show. My name is Zach Schaumler. Thank you so much, and have a great day.